Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jasoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Banachari Jamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva, Pancha Tattva, Jaya Pancha Tattva. Jai Prahlad Nrsimha, Jai Anantadev, Prahlad Nrsimha, Jai Anantadev. Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Subhadra Mai Jaya Sudarshana, Jai Radha Madhava, Ashtasakhi, Giri Govardhana, Jai Giri Govardhana, Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol. Om Vishnupada Paramhamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Sat Krishna Kripa Murti Abhay Charanarvindu Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshtrani नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहिए जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन जी महाराज की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। साकेत अयोध्यापुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। All glories to assemble the devotees, all glories to assemble the devotees, all glories to assemble the devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. So we are meeting after a very long time. Reason being that I had some family emergency to attend to, and it kind of resulted in a gap of almost now 6 weeks, I believe, and that's a major loss. I am just coming back to my routine, so we are going to do something which is little unusual, and that is that I will try and give a presentation next week on chapter 3, uh, which will not only cover what we have read so far, but which will also give you a bird eye view of the whole chapter. The reason for this is that, you know, let us go a bit fast so that it doesn't become a endless project, so to say. Now let us start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Mataji, can you please put it on the screen? Yeah, thank you. So we are going to read 3.32. Ye tvaetat abhyasuyanto नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम् सर्वज्ञान विमूढात्मस्तान् विद्धि नष्टान चेतसः ये त्वेतदभ्यसूयन्तो नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम् सर्वज्ञानविमूढास्तान् विद्धि नष्टान चेतसः ये त्वेतदभ्यसूयन्तो नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम् सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान् विद्धि नष्टान चेतसः. Synonyms: ye, those; tu, however; etat, this; abhyasuyantah, out of envy; na, do not; anutishtanti, regularly perform; me, my; matam, injunction; sarvagnana, in all sorts of knowledge; vimudham, perfectly befooled; tan, they are; vidhi, know it well; nashtan, all ruined; achetasah, without Krishna consciousness. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. But those who out of envy disregard these teachings and do not follow them regularly are to be I somehow got thrown out of the meeting. Anyways, let's start. The flaw of not being Krishna conscious is clearly stated herein, as there is punishment for disobedience to the order of the Supreme Executive Head. So there is certainly punishment for disobedience to the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And a disobedient person, however great he may be, is ignorant of his own self and of the Supreme Brahman, Paramatma, and the personality of Godhead due to a vacant heart. Therefore, there is no hope of perfection of life for him. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Gnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagan Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभयश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. In chapter 3, those of you who can recall, the most important concept is the concept of yajna, which translates as offering the results of one's activity unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's the definition of yajna. Yajna is performed for the satisfaction of Vishnu. And the whole chapter 3 basically revolves around it. Now, here in this verse, Krishna is saying that out of envy, those who do not. So I am going to begin this. Mataji, you can remove the screen now. Thank you. So there are two, three important points. One is all your endeavors for perfection will see failure. Two things: one who does not have faith in the words or in this knowledge, or one who doesn't want to embrace it out of envy. So we are going to spend barely 10 minutes on this verse, and then we will move ahead. It's a concept of how each one of us feels completely zapped by the false ego, bounded by it. The reason I'm speaking at a slow pace is because what I wish to convey is extremely deep, and it is taking me time. Here, why would someone be envious of God? But the Lord is saying those who are envious, and then they are striving for perfection, but they will not see that perfection. Where is the starting point of this envy, devotees? We have to try and think through this. Today's class, when you wrap up and you go home or wherever you are actually, if you can, if this thing can make you think, why envy? And the first answer which will come is, what is the fun if I am not the center of the thing? Let us begin with the examples. A toddler, a small kid at home who doesn't know how to even utter a single word. He's so young, but you know by his activities that he wants attention. We may find it very cute and very loving and so on and so forth. But he likes being seen, being the center. And that's basis this. There is this whole concept of sibling rivalry, where if quickly there are two deliveries, one after another, then the elder one feels left out. And it directly has an impact of this on his body. Connect now with the class. This desire to receive attention is so intimately embedded in us that even when we are little children and we barely have any idea. Now, on top of it, if someday somebody comes and, overwhelms everybody else in the group with his impressive performance, then the others feel really helpless because of the envy that is there in them. They don't know what to do. This envy is it renders you helpless. I gave the example of the young child. I'm now giving the example of a few women sitting in a room, and somebody is coming across as very beautifully dressed, well dressed. You and me cannot appreciate. We can only feel puffed up or depressed or envious, but we can't feel happy for someone else. This is difficult class, this part of it. I'm sorry for this. You will have to jump to grasp. One who can't speak is also affected by it. One who is very educated is also affected by it. The whole IAS officer thing, what is the kick? The kick is recognition. And where is it sprouting from? It's coming from the platform of envy. When people will see me, they will feel envious. When they will envy me, I will feel joyful. Jalo salo, jalo. In a classroom setting, if somebody is tom-tomming, others feel hurt. And one who is tom-tomming means showing off that he is superior than others. Then that person is enjoying and others are suffering. This is so close to us. Very, 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 very close to our, it's like we have undergarments, right on top of body. Ego is an undergarment of soul. It is so close. Then intelligence, perhaps the first outer garment. Then mind, another outer garment. And then you have senses, which are the knowledge gathering, Gnanendriya. That is the second outermost. And then you have Karmendriya, the hands and everything. So many layers. You have Karmendriya, Gnanendriya, Man, Buddhi, Ahankar. Ahankar is the fifth one. And that's the innermost garment for the soul. So what happens? When we try to imagine ourselves without envy, immediately we feel the loss of purpose in life. We feel the loss of existence. We feel the loss of joy. There is nothing to pursue. There is nothing to prove. Then there is nothing to do. If I don't have to prove a point, then I don't have to work hard to prove that point. So then why do I exist? This envy appears so natural. And basically, I'm talking about false ego. Envy is a manifestation of it. Besides us, if someone else is getting praised, it's very difficult to feel happy for that person. Even if it is your own child. You are feeling happy because your child is now getting better known. But then at the end of the day, you will say, people will recognize him as my son or my daughter. When the child is aloof and he does not pay attention to what you require, then gradually you give up on the child. Okay, fine. In US, you might be something. I don't care. What do they care? How much salary do you get? Let me tell other people. How big your house do you have? How many servants do you have? Let me go and tell other people. Some are, very raw, so they express it openly. Some are sophisticated, so they express it in layers. Where is my iPhone? Okay, so you have an iPhone. You don't have an ordinary phone. Today I'm going to go buy Merc C class. Okay, which means he has a Mercedes and he has one more than one Mercedes. Subtle ways of tom-tomming. Then public display of affection. And such craze is there for this whole thing that there is a whole industry of entertainment. What you like about your stars is the recognition that they command. That's why you want a photo with them. And the foolishness goes to such an extent that you say, no, I love you. I'm in love with you. I'm in awe of you. I'm your genuine fan. One person went to Shah Rukh Khan's bungalow. He, you know, uh, jumped over the security wall. He went to Shah Rukh Khan's swimming pool. And when he jumped, then the security guards came to know. So they rushed. He came out of the water and he said, nothing doing, relax. I just had a desire to bathe in the water in which Shah Rukh Khan bathes. That's all. That's all I wanted. So these kind of things are highly, how should I put it? They are all driven by false ego. One way or I'm your biggest fan is also, kindly be online for a. I'm sorry for this. All of this is continuously driven by false ego. Let the whole world know I am the biggest fan. Because on the strength of my skill, my acting, etc., I can't be seen by people. Okay, fine, I'll settle for less. I'm the biggest fan. All of this is, and so why am I saying, and going round and round? I'm saying this because why does Krishna have to say, if out of envy somebody does not accept this knowledge, out of envy we will not accept it. I mean, there should be at least 10 examples. We are envious of even the Supreme Lord. Even actually, we are basically only envious of Krishna. Everything else is a manifestation. We are stuck here, badly stuck. So sometimes we may worship Krishna, but we don't like him. Just because we are stuck, so we do, so that the existence can become somewhat bearable. That's how the situation is. Why are we jealous of him? What is the comparison? Don't ask the comparison. I want to live freely, and this person doesn't let me live freely. What does he think of himself? No matter what kind of knowledge he provides, I will create my own knowledge. Forget Bhagavad Gita, forget Bhagavatam, forget Chaitanya Charitamrita. I will come with feminism and stoicism and communism and socialism and capitalism and thisism and thatism. And then I'll get into anthropology and cosmology and God knows how many logies. What are they? They are nothing but the outward manifestations of false egos of collective group of people. They are challenging God that without you, we can make sense of things. That's why they refuse to accept Shastra Chakshu. That's a fundamental thing. They refuse to accept the Shastra Chakshu. Those who are non envious, they readily accept what Krishna says. Then they try to follow it. Then they are blocked by their previous tendencies. Then they take association of devotees. Humbly they serve them. They listen to Lord's Vani. Gradually they get purified by those things. And then they get out of this whole cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. This envy is the singular reason we are distanced from Krishna. Singular reason. And I tried my, not I would say my level best, but I really tried hard to, from the toddler or young kid to the, beautiful or well dressed woman in the room, onwards to, highlight the lifestyle of celebrities. And then why do we want to be the fans, and how the false ego is pervasive, and how we are envious of Krishna in particular. I just took this whole road to somewhere make you understand that this happens and this really happens. Some of you may say, Prabhuji, it is not correct. Today I'm not able to follow Krishna because I try and then I am defeated by my desire to enjoy this world more. I know this world is temporary, but here the joys which are there, they are real. This world is real but temporary. It's not illusory. Kindly wait for a second. I'm very sorry for this disturbance, dear devotees. We have Bhakti Asha Vaishnava Maharaj here, so there's class going on. 1 second. I'm sorry, just I would just take 30 seconds and then I join. Now I don't think I will get disturbed, so that's fine. So this is how, we may say that I'm stuck because of sense gratification, my desire to enjoy more, and therefore right now I don't want to do it. This is how we genuinely feel. The problem is, then we should also be genuinely ready to face the consequences, the after effects of what we are doing. So, say for example, you want to engage into illicit sex life, and you can't follow Krishna's instruction because you're fond of it. Uh, just a sec, please. Today is there's so many things. Okay. Now, what happens is, when you are into this continuous desire to enjoy your senses, okay, enjoy your senses, fine. But then, if your wife comes to know, if your husband comes to know, and then you know, face the consequences, then you get super upset with Krishna. Can't you let me enjoy this? What is your problem? This happens. Then again in us, the deep envy, surfaces up. It just comes up. It raises its hood. And this time the target is Krishna. As long as things are working your way, envy doesn't manifest. It is only when it stops happening your way that envy comes up. And I'm so afraid of it. So afraid of it because I always feel that I'm such a low class person that I will end up offending the Lord. I will end up offending his pure devotees. May Krishna never make me face that situation. Sometimes when we get frustrated, and if you want to know how it works, then you should meditate on how Narad Muni got into it, into the illusory energy. Narad Muni became puffed up. Again, false ego, another manifestation that even Kamdev could not agitate him. So Narad Muni thought, now nothing left. I have conquered. Leave aside that, he went and boasted about it to Lord Vishnu. And then Lord Vishnu said, yes, that's a very good thing to know, that you're not affected by lust anymore. And being a protector of the devotees, Lord Vishnu arranged, and Narad Muni ended up reaching at a place where there was a Swayamvar happening of a young girl. The king welcomed the sage, and when the sage saw the girl, he lost all composure. He became mad, and somehow he composed himself, and then he prayed to the Lord. You see what's happening here. Narad Muni wants to marry. Tomorrow the girl will select the most handsome person in the court. Narad Muni is praying to the right source. He's saying, dear Lord Vishnu, nobody is more handsome than you. So I request that I be blessed with your body so that she selects me. Narad Muni forgot the boasting about lust. He was overwhelmed with beauty. And then Lord Vishnu, he made him feel that the rest of the body was of Lord Vishnu, except that his head was of a monkey or whatever. It's a monkey, donkey, doesn't matter. But it was a thing. Yeah, it's a monkey face. Yes, I'm sure. And then when Narad Muni reached the court, everybody was laughing because they never saw such a person. They thought a monkey has come to marry this girl. Narad Muni was wondering, why are they laughing? When he saw his reflection at that time in the pillar, then he figured out that, oh, I'm actually looking like a monkey. So far, it's okay. He got up, he came out of the court, he went to the planet of Lord Vishnu, and he said, what do you think of yourself? Param Swatantra na sar par koi. You think you're completely free. You can do whatever you want to do. What right did you have to do this to me? And I curse you that today you made me a laughing stock, but one day these monkeys will help you. And the way I am deprived of this girl, you will also be away or kept away from your better half. And then you will suffer. And Lord Vishnu accepted it. That's how in Ram Avatar, he had to face separation from Mother Janaki. Right after this whole thing got blurted out, Narad Muni's original consciousness came into existence. And when the original consciousness came into existence, he started apologizing. But what is to be kept in mind here is all of us deep inside are carrying that dirt and this snake of false ego, and it can indeed raise its hood anytime on anybody. It doesn't spare anyone. It didn't spare Mahadev. It didn't spare Balaramji. It did not spare Narad Muni. None, none. That's the kind of power it has. That's why Krishna, in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and the first condition to Arjun, he says, I am giving you this knowledge because you are never envious of me. Now that's the qualification. That's the qualification. So this envy, I mean, years and years of chanting is also alongside depositing into false ego. I am doing it, Krishna. Note it. Note it, Krishna did it today also. For you, I am now a devotee. And you get purified also. But false ego is the most powerful, is the last one. It's Maya's Brahmastra. And we are very tiny, very, very tiny in front of it. We are nothing. Years and years of sadhana is not even a zilch in front of it. Zero. Not even an iota, basically. Zilch is a wrong statement. It is so difficult. That's why we take shelter of Lord Nityananda. Because he can remove it from our hearts. So, dear devotees, if you have to ever be cautioned about something, then that something is in bhakti or in normal life. Don't fall for false ego. You want to eat another paratha, do it. At max, you will get a heart attack 3 months earlier. You want to eat some sweet item, do it. Get diabetes. You will be deprived of good quality of life. But your consciousness will be okay. But if you are bitten by the false ego, then हम तो हम हैं, बाकी तो पानी कम है. मैं ही मैं हूं इस जमी से आसमां तक. Very dangerous, extremely dangerous. And the Lord Himself is highlighting. He said, after this, once out of envy you know reject what I'm saying, no matter what you do, they are doing. Doctors are doing, physicists are doing, cosmologists are doing, astronomers are doing. They all are doing. What are they doing? They are challenging. And they are succeeding partly. So the ego is even growing one day, like this. And we would have broken into the, you know, what do you call secrets. We will decode like that. It shouts. Krishna is saying all your attempts for perfection, your poetry, your painting, your singing, your dancing, your education, everything, you will not succeed. Very, very dangerous verse. And very, very important, because if you can understand that, boss, I better think about, safeguarding myself from envy. The old movies in which Amitabh Bachchan reaches a temple and says, Bhagwan, maine aaj tak aapse kuch nahi manga. That's also born out of envy. He's basically challenging, you better give it to me this time. I deserve it. Then many devotees end up saying, Yadi maine kabhi aapki bhakti ki ho. And they ask material things. It's very difficult to love. Very, very difficult. Because envy blocks it. That's why in colloquial language we say, जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं, जब हरि है तो मैं नहीं, प्रेम गली अति सांकरी, जामे दो न समाही. Pray fervently and helplessly that please save me from me, Krishna. Others can't harm me. I can any time touch mode of ignorance and I can offend you. I would like to not go to the next verse today, but there's an important announcement. Our group is going to Vrindavan from 25th October to 29th October. And I also get to see all of you very less. Sometimes when I'm in Bangalore, I come to DRDO, but otherwise, maybe we meet, say like 4 or 5 times in a year. But we meet for a few hours, couple of hours at max. I would also like that I spend a few days with all of you, because then you can experience much more. We will be in the best place, not in this planet, but in all the planets, Bhauma Vrindavan. And we will be listening to the sweet leelas of the Lord and His devotees. We will be visiting those places. We will be circumambulating some of them. There will be dramas on the lives of the Lord as well as on His devotees. And much more than anything else is we will be together, some 600 of us. It won't be chaotic. Year after year when we go, we have, by the mercy of Guru Parampara, we have an arrangement where all of us are very, very joyful, and it's like you will be dipped in the, in a big frying pan of sweetness, liquid sweetness. And when you come out, you will not want to come to Bangalore, because you haven't experienced what it means to be with 600 devotees for 4 days, thinking nothing else but Krishna. You actually do not know. I'm telling you the truth. You don't. Majority of people commit this mistake, pick up the car and go to the place and come back in 2 days. And they think they went to Braj. First Parampara's blessings, Vartaman Acharya's blessings, and then association of devotees and hearing from senior devotees. So I'm requesting you, whether it is leaves from the office, from your shop, whatever occupation you have, right now start preparing. We have 15 air conditioning, third AC tickets available with us. Available means we have it. You can just connect with Shyamavallabha Mataji and purchase those tickets. We have 45 tickets for sleeper as well, and we have return tickets also. But my humble request is, I would like to see you. I would like to see people who you like. So pick up the phone on your family members and say 25 से 29 तक कैलेंडर ब्लॉक रखो, हम वृंदावन चलेंगे. Come along. It will be definitely by far the best trip of your life. I'm saying it on the strength of mercy of Parampara. So please contact Shyamavallabha Mataji, take all the details, and then, accordingly connect with other devotees to get yourself registered for the yatra. Thank you very much for your, participation, and we shall definitely connect next Saturday. हरे कृष्णा. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय. श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय. जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. श्रील गुरु महाराज की जय. निताई गौर सीतानाथ प्रेम. हरि हरि. हरे कृष्ण.